Let's get a round of applause, everybody. Let's clap it up. We made it. It is the All-Star break. Congratulations. You have survived one of the most tumultuous first halves of Heat basketball ever. And they rewarded you. How did they reward you with your faith? With losing to a bunch of Mavericks we've never heard of. A team that is in the only team that has more disarray right now than the Miami Heat is the Dallas Mavericks, because they traded a generational star for a guy who got hurt after one game. That team beat you down tonight in the second half. Par for the Heat course. At least there were no single-digit scoring quarters, so I guess we could call that progress. I'd like to know when everybody thought that the game was going to be over tonight. I have my nomination. I'd love to hear in the comments what yours are, but in a game where the Miami Heat got a 40-piece from Tyler Herro, it was a whole lot of him and nobody else, and mind you, he did that without really still having his three-point shot available to him. But Boy Wonder did what he could do, but there wasn't a lot of stoppage on the other side. And I think that was, the big problem is you had a lot of quarters tonight. The defense had failed the Miami Heat. This is a game that no Bam Adebayo, no Andrew Wiggins. There were some good moments defensively. As we've seen, there have been good pockets. But, the par for the Heat's course, they just cannot ever just get a paper cut. Like, they will always just get gashed, and the bleeding is just not stoppable. It's like no matter where the damage is, it's almost like they always hit an artery and they bleed out. Because the moment for me today, when I knew they were going to blow this game again, the Miami Heat were cruising in the start of the third quarter. They go on a 10-0 run. Tyler Herro really was getting it going. I mean, he finally hit a couple of threes after being 0 for there. Hit this beautiful end of the shot clock spinning fadeaway jumper. Timeout Heat. And he's got 29 points at the time. They're rolling. Mavs call timeout. They come out. Bang, bang, bang. Tyler Herro turnover. Max crispy. He was, listen, the Heat were extra crispy tonight. They got toasted tonight. Max Christie, bucket on Tyler Herro. So the Mavs responded from the Heat's 10-0 run with their own 8-0 run to get the lead back. And I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again. Now, this is like one of those ones where it's like it's tough to analyze a lot of this game just because, again, no Bam, no Wiggins. You were taking on the Drex of the mat. The thing that's disappointing is like this. The Heat used to have the mantra, "We have enough," right? And I know a lot of people got sick of that, but this has now been the year where it's like, yeah, we kind of have let that affect us, and we kind of have let us, that has rattled us a little bit, and we don't have this, and we don't have that. And even in Eric Spoelstra, I've never heard him acknowledge stuff like that so much. It used to be, Eric Spoelstra gets in the foxhole, puts the blinders on, and the game will be what it'll be. And usually when they're shorthanded, they're almost more reliable. And tonight, the Mavericks did that to you. I remember a game this year where the Magic did that to the Miami Heat, where they were just completely shorthanded, didn't have anybody, and they got Miami. It's just crazy how like the soul of this team has been completely eradicated. And Jimmy Butler, who improves to 3-1 with the Golden State Warriors, just has them all sitting pretty. They beat the Rockets tonight, and even in a week where the story of the Miami Heat has been half of the team is getting the bubble guts and none of them can stay on the hardwood. Even with that, Jimmy Butler being the competitor that he is like, how about I go viral for shitting my pants? I'm going to even have a more viral sickness than your virus. And that's just basically what it's become. The Heat have been knocked into Irrelevantville, and Jimmy Butler and his new squad is just kicking ass. But, that stuff aside, this was one of those games where you just couldn't find any consistent stoppages for Miami. And that's the thing that's disappointing is like you're throwing double teams at Spencer Dinwiddie. They're throwing it around the horn to Najee Marshall for a corner three. And just like, geez, man. Like this is what we're getting burnt on in this game. And mind you, Miami's 3-point shooting just, completely in the toilet for this one. Tyler, 3 of 14. Nico, 0 for 4. I mean, just can't. He was 3 for 11 from the field today. Did I gamble on him? Of course I did. Did I gamble on him? You know I did. What are you supposed to do in a game like this? How do you not have fun without a little bit of action? I'm sitting here. I'm like, what am I going to bet today? None of it hit except for my Davion Mitchell over a half a steal. Tyler Herro was close. I had parlayed a Tyler Herro double-double with a Davion Mitchell over half a steal. Kalel over 1.5 blocks. So I need Kalel to get 2 blocks, and I had Nico. I think Nico had to score like 14 or 15. And I was like, there's nobody here. Nico's going to score 15 easy. And it was I think it was like plus 1,500 parlay. Hit one of them. Kalel is an interesting one because Kalel is like, he had such an impact in the first half of this game, and then it just kind of wilted up. Like he finished the first half 15 points, 5 rebounds, and he finished the game 17 points, 9 rebounds with 1 block, 1 steal. And in a game like this where there's no Bam Adebayo, mind you, I know his age. I'm not like, I know there's going to be ups and downs, and he's been going through it a little bit, whether it be league adjusting to him, a lot of minutes he's getting used to, a lot of basketball he's getting used to, I'm not sure. But this would have been one of those games where I really would have wanted him to make that imprint. I just don't feel like he's been that much of a deterrent. I think he's been kind of an easy guy to bait away. Teams don't seem as intimidated going at him. He had some sick-ass dunks tonight. He had the one viral poster dunk that went crazy. So he had his flashes and his moments, but definitely been some growing pains with the warehouse. That's for sure. Certainly has been with Nico. His shot has escaped him. I know everybody thought I'd go liquor tonight. I'm just going water. Not a drink-worthy game to me. There were no Mavericks playing. I'm not going to drink over that game. I can't do it. I mean, it's embarrassing, but it's right up there with any of the other embarrassing losses. They got a way better record than you do. Even with this, they're now 4 over. He hasn't been 4 over all year. They've never been 4 over. Now they're 3 under. I believe that's the first time for the Miami Heat. This dumbass said, no way the Heat are going to finish 3. They're not going to go 0-3. They sure did. They sure did. And I think the thing that's just disappointing about it is like they get on these runs and they have good moments, but they just peter out. Like whatever, they're easily figured out, or they just can't adjust to the adjustment, or they just stop hitting buckets and it demoralizes them. Whatever. It all just went awry for him today, and you got killed by Dante Exum, who... What? Dante, how old is Dante Exum? He's only 29, but he was a first-round pick. He was a first-round pick in 2014. Remember, like, when Dante Exum came on the scene, I was like, oh, yeah. Everybody was excited about him. Top 5 pick for Utah. And he killed you tonight. Unbelievable. Unfriggin' believable. Good game for Kyle Anderson. Slow-mo. He had a good performance for the Heat. He had a double-double, 15 and 10. Nice plug-in minutes there for the Heat. Provided a lot of that in-between stuff. I'm still finding Duncan Robinson's role. I mean, again, I'll give somewhat of a mulligan to, I know he's coming off of a sickness, so maybe Spo is a little bit easy with his minutes, but in a game where nobody could shoot, I'm still finding the Duncan Robinson thing strange. Haywood Highsmith got a DNP CD today in a game nobody could stop a nosebleed. So Spo, this is the thing that we know. Like, Spo and the team has definitely leaned into Alex Burks because his plus-minus numbers are really, really good. So they're trying to get him minutes. But, you know, it's strange. The one thing that's just strange to me with all of this is like, hey, this team's very helter-skelter. They're all over the place. And now you're just kind of throwing you got youth, you got new guys. And you've had games where Tyler's missed. You've had a game where Bam misses. It's just like, don't you want as much familiarity as possible in all this? And it's like, I guess not. And when the train comes off the tracks, it causes a nasty wreck for the Miami Heat. And they got a lot of soul searching to do. You know, they got a lot of soul searching to do going into this break. I think it's much needed. It obviously has been a crazy, tumultuous year for the Miami Heat. Will it mean anything for them? I don't know, because they've shown they can lose to anybody. So you could look at the schedule and be like, it's not that difficult to schedule. It's a pretty reasonable schedule. You could, I guess, out of the gate. But, they still are a team that has just shown a propensity to lose to anybody. They're getting knocked off national television and nobody wants to watch them anymore. Who could blame them? This isn't a very enjoyable product to watch. They had this little Runsky in the midst of the year where you were excited. I was excited about Tall Time, but this has been rough. I mean, I don't know what the hell this sickness has been where it's like, so you couldn't even get off the ground with Andrew Wiggins playing more than 2 games. It's crazy. Bam out today with a knee contusion. And, I think the coach has a lot of soul searching to do, man. I mean, like, I know a lot of people are coming hot and heavy with their Spo takes. I certainly agree with the sentiment. This has not been his finest year. I think that there's been plenty of things I've disagreed with him on. This is a team now that's lost 4 straight, 5 out of 6. Has had just a terrible February. And so I hope they get away. Tyler can enjoy the celebration this weekend. Maybe he can win a 3-point contest. Who knows? Jaime, who looks nothing like a rising star. He looks like a fading star, if anything. Maybe being around everybody this weekend, maybe that ups the confidence a little bit, loosens them up a little bit. I don't know. But they just seem rudderless right now. The only thing that, what they need is a hope that their 2 young bigs can come back refreshed, ready to go for a final 30 games here. They got to hope that Eric Spoelstra is a little bit revitalized and has the gears going a little bit. They need Bam and Tyler to play at their absolute best. And we'll see where this ends up. But right now, they go into the All-Star break 9th in the Eastern Conference, behind the Hawks, behind the Pistons, behind the Magic, and, not a terrible leap above the Chicago Bulls. I mean, are the Heat going to fall out of the play-in? Probably not. Probably not, but could they lose in the play-in? I mean, you've seen this team. They can lose at a drop of a hat. So, I don't know. This is a tough time right now for this Heat squad. I don't have a lot of words of encouragement for the Heat fans. I don't think you guys want words of encouragement right now. This has been a pretty rough response. The idea that, once all of this stuff was behind them and all that, Eric Spoelstra saying, given his bullshit line about, oh, I actually loved all of this. It was great. Complete psychopath. The facts are they haven't responded to all of it being gone. The only person who's responded to it well, statistically, has been Bam Adebayo. Tyler had a good game today after he's had a really rough month of February. But everybody else, the trades, in and out, all that stuff, figuring it all out, it's just been bad, man. It's been bad. It's been inconsistent, not only from game to game, but quarter to quarter. The only thing that's been consistent is where's going to be the place where they find where to let you down. So we'll see what the bounce back is, man. But this has been a rough ending to this going into this All-Star break. They got a lot of work to do, and I don't really even know if they have the tools to fix it.